Hello everyone. Welcome to the English Listening Studio. Today I'm going to introduce the famous movie Princess Mononoke. Introduction. Released in 1997, Princess Mononoke stands as one of the most groundbreaking and influential animated films of all time. Directed by Hayao Miyazaki and produced by Studio Ghibli, the film explores deep philosophical questions about the relationship between humans and nature, industrialization, and the complexities of morality. Princess Mononoke was not only a significant commercial success in Japan but also gained worldwide acclaim, marking a milestone for Japanese cinema and animated filmmaking in general. At its core, Princess Mononoke is a historical fantasy set in the late Muromachi period of Japan, 14th to 16th century, a time when the country was transitioning between feudalism and early industrialization. The film's narrative weaves together the destinies of its complex characters. Ashitaka, a young prince cursed by a boar demon, Princess Mononoke, San, a human girl raised by wolves who is fiercely protective of the forest. Lady Eboshi, the pragmatic leader of Iron Town, who seeks to harness the power of the land for industrial advancement. Miyazaki's direction is widely praised for its thematic depth, detailed world building, and strong moral complexity. Princess Mononoke transcends the typical boundaries of animation, offering both a visual feast and a poignant commentary on issues that remain pertinent today, such as environmental degradation, the clash between nature and industrialization, and the ethical implications of progress. Plot summary. The film begins with Ashitaka, the young prince of the Emishire tribe, who is cursed after slaying a boar demon that has been possessed by the spirit of an iron bullet. The curse slowly spreads through his body, threatening his life. The curse is linked to the conflict between the spirits of the forest, who represent nature, and the human forces that seek to exploit the land for industrial gain. In a desperate attempt to find a cure, Ashitaka embarks on a journey to the western lands, where he learns that the boar demon was trying to avenge its death after being wounded by a bullet fired by Lady Eboshi's people from Iron Town. Ashitaka's journey takes him to Iron Town, a thriving industrial settlement led by the resourceful Lady Eboshi. Here, he encounters a world that prioritizes human progress at the cost of nature. The town's efforts to harvest iron from the surrounding forests anger the forest spirits, setting the stage for a larger conflict between human civilization and the natural world. Central to the story is Princess Mononoke, San, a fierce young woman raised by wolves, who embodies the spirit of the forest. San despises humanity and its destructive impact on nature, especially Iron Town, and fights to protect the forest at any cost. Her violent methods of resistance put her at odds with Ashitaka, who seeks a peaceful resolution to the conflict between humans and nature. As Ashitaka navigates this complex web of conflicting interests, he meets numerous characters who each represent a different aspect of the struggle for survival and the desire for control. The film's narrative is a tapestry of moral ambiguity, with characters that are neither purely good nor evil but instead driven by a complex mix of motivations, survival instincts, and personal experiences. Themes of Princess Mononoke. Environmentalism. The clash between nature and industrialization. One of the most prominent themes in Princess Mononoke is the environmental struggle between humanity and nature. The film critiques industrialization and the devastating impact it has on the environment. The presence of Iron Town, which is built upon the exploitation of the land for its iron, symbolizes the destructive forces of industrial progress. Lady Eboshi's town is thriving economically, but it does so at the expense of the forests and the creatures who inhabit them. The Iron Town workers, under Lady Eboshi's leadership, clear the forests for mining and farming, which disrupts the delicate ecological balance that has existed for centuries. This conflict between industrial progress and the natural world is personified by the spirits of the forest, including the boar gods, the wolf pack, and the mystical forest spirit. These forest spirits represent the intrinsic value of nature and the need to protect it from human exploitation. Throughout the film, the spirits of the forest fight back against the human encroachment on their territory, using violence and vengeance as their primary means of resistance. What makes Princess Mononoke so powerful is its refusal to simplify this conflict into a binary of good versus evil. While Lady Eboshi's industrial ambitions are destructive, they are also presented as being motivated by a desire to improve the lives of marginalized people, such as the lepers who work in Iron Town. Similarly, the forest spirits are not entirely benevolent. They, too, engage in acts of violence, particularly when they are pushed to the brink. The film invites viewers to reflect on the cost of industrialization and the moral complexity of human progress. Morality and the complexity of good and evil. Unlike many films in which the protagonist is clearly defined as good and the antagonist as evil, Princess Mononoke presents a nuanced view of morality. Ashitaka, the central character, is a prince who is deeply empathetic and strives for peaceful resolution, but he is caught between the opposing forces of Iron Town and the forest. His journey becomes a search for understanding, and his curse symbolizes the personal and societal toll of unresolved conflict. San, or Princess Mononoke, represents a more radical, uncompromising response to human encroachment on nature. Raised by wolves, she despises humanity for its role in the destruction of the forests, yet she is also a victim of the violence perpetrated by both sides. Her desire for revenge and her rejection of human society raise questions about the righteousness of vengeance and the toll it takes on the individual. Lady Eboshi, as the leader of Iron Town, embodies the pragmatic approach of industrialization and progress. She believes in the superiority of human civilization and is willing to destroy nature to create a better society for her people. Her character is not depicted as purely evil, but rather as a complex figure with both compassionate and destructive traits. She is a character of contrasts, a woman who values progress, innovation, and the protection of those who have been marginalized, yet is willing to sacrifice the forest to achieve her goals. The moral ambiguity of these characters is one of the reasons Princess Mononoke remains a powerful and thought-provoking work. It demonstrates that no single ideology or approach has a monopoly on moral righteousness. Every character, whether human or spirit, has their own motivations and justifications for their actions, which invites the viewer to question their own beliefs about morality, progress, and the environment. Life, death, and rebirth. Princess Mononoke also explores the cyclical nature of life and death. The forest spirit, a deity of life and death, is central to this theme. Its actions are inherently linked to the cycles of birth and decay, and it represents the balance of life that exists in nature. The forest spirit's ability to heal and to destroy symbolizes the interconnectedness of life and death, a theme that plays out throughout the film. The curse that afflicts Ashitaka also ties into this theme of life, death, and rebirth. His quest to find a cure for his curse becomes a metaphor for the broader need for healing, both personal and environmental. As the curse spreads, Ashitaka is forced to confront the possibility of his own death, yet it is through this journey that he gains a deeper understanding of the world around him. The final resolution of the film also touches on the theme of renewal and the possibility of reconciliation between nature and humanity. While the film's ending is not necessarily a happy one, it suggests that healing is possible if individuals can find ways to coexist with the natural world rather than seeking to dominate it. Character analysis. Ashitaka. Ashitaka, the protagonist of Princess Mononoke, serves as a lens through which the audience can view the conflict between humans and nature. His journey is both physical and spiritual, as he travels to find a cure for his curse and simultaneously seeks to understand the deeper complexities of the world. Ashitaka is a character defined by his empathy and desire for peace, making him an ideal mediator between the conflicting forces of Iron Town and the forest. Throughout the film, Ashitaka is confronted with moral dilemmas that force him to reevaluate his beliefs and actions. He strives to understand both sides of the conflict, and his ability to empathize with both the human and spiritual characters makes him a figure of balance. Ashitaka represents the potential for reconciliation between industrialization and the natural world, as he embodies the values of compassion, understanding, and compromise. Princess Mononoke, San. San, also known as Princess Mononoke, is a character who is both human and spirit. Raised by wolves in the forest, she sees humanity as an enemy and is determined to protect the natural world from destruction. San's character is driven by a fierce loyalty to the forest and its creatures, yet she is also a deeply conflicted individual. Her hatred for humans is rooted in her personal history. She was abandoned by her biological parents and raised by wolves, which led to a sense of alienation from human society. San's relationship with Ashitaka is central to her character development. Initially, she sees him as a threat and an enemy, but over time, she comes to recognize that there is more to the conflict than just the binary opposition of human versus nature. San represents the spirit of resistance, but she also symbolizes the need for reconciliation and understanding in a divided world. Lady Eboshi. Lady Eboshi, the leader of Iron Town, is one of the most complex and compelling characters in Princess Mononoke. She is a pragmatic, ambitious woman who believes in the superiority of human civilization and is determined to bring about a new era of progress. Lady Eboshi is not driven solely by greed. She is a visionary who seeks to improve the lives of those living in Iron Town, particularly women and marginalized groups such as lepers. Her industrial ambitions, however, come at the cost of the natural world, as she ruthlessly exploits the land for its resources. While Lady Eboshi is an antagonist in the traditional sense, she is not depicted as evil. Her actions are motivated by a desire to create a better society, but her willingness to sacrifice the forest for the benefit of her people makes her a morally ambiguous figure. Lady Eboshi represents the complex relationship between human progress and environmental destruction, and her character invites viewers to question the ethical boundaries of progress. Visual style of Princess Mononoke. One of the most remarkable aspects of Princess Mononoke is its breathtaking animation. Studio Ghibli, under the direction of Hayao Miyazaki, brought to life a world that is rich in detail, vibrant with color, and grounded in a sense of realism despite its fantastical elements. The visual design in Princess Mononoke serves to reinforce the film's thematic concerns, particularly the clash between industrialization and nature. The representation of nature. The depiction of the natural world in Princess Mononoke is nothing short of mesmerizing. The forests, mountains, rivers, and creatures are rendered with extraordinary attention to detail. The lushness of the forests, the flowing of the rivers, and the gentle movement of leaves and animals give the viewer a sense of being immersed in an alive and vibrant natural world. Nature is shown not as a passive backdrop but as an active, living force, one that can be beautiful and serene, yet powerful and destructive when pushed to its limits. This connection between the land and its spiritual entities is a hallmark of the film's visual storytelling. The forest spirits, such as the Kodama, tree spirits, the giant boar god, and the forest spirit, are animated with fluidity and grace, embodying the ethereal and mystical qualities of nature. The Kodama, with their wide eyes and ghostly, translucent forms, represent the soul of the forest, while the massive, imposing boar gods, such as the boar demon possessed by the spirit of the iron bullet, represent the primal and often violent aspects of nature's response to human destruction. These characters, along with other animal gods, showcase how Miyazaki and his animators visually distinguish the natural world as both a benevolent and dangerous force, highlighting the tension at the film's heart. Iron Town and industrialization. In contrast to the organic, flowing lines of the natural world, Iron Town is depicted with sharp, angular shapes and heavy, mechanical imagery. The buildings are compact, and the machines, including the massive, polluting ironworks, are intricate and imposing. This design choice highlights the mechanized, industrial world that is in direct opposition to the wilderness. The stark, industrial look of Iron Town is further emphasized by the color palette used for the town's scenes, which consists mainly of browns, grays, and metallic tones, creating a sense of heaviness and artificiality. Lady Eboshi's presence and the imagery of Iron Town's development are symbolic of the broader themes of human ambition and the exploitation of the natural world. The oppressive, industrial atmosphere of the town stands in stark contrast to the freedom and fluidity of the forest spirits. This visual opposition underscores the film's broader conflict between the encroaching forces of civilization and the untouched beauty of nature. Symbolism in visual design. Miyazaki's use of visual symbols adds a deeper layer of meaning to Princess Mononoke. The spiritual and the natural are intertwined in the film's aesthetic, with nature itself serving as a metaphor for life, growth, and interconnectedness. The image of the forest spirit, a deity of life and death, is one of the most powerful visual metaphors in the film. Its multifaceted nature, embodying both life-giving and death-bringing powers, serves as a reminder of the cyclical nature of existence and the delicate balance between creation and destruction. The giant boar, as a creature driven by rage and hatred for humans, acts as a symbol of nature's wrath when provoked. It represents the consequences of exploiting the environment, the anger and resistance that comes when the balance of the natural world is disturbed. In contrast, the gentle but powerful forest spirit, which can heal and create new life, represents the regenerative forces of nature, highlighting the potential for renewal if humanity can learn to live in harmony with the environment. The visual motif of the curse that spreads across Ashitaka's arm also plays an important symbolic role. As a physical manifestation of the conflict between the forces of nature and industrialization, the curse is both a personal affliction and a symbol of the broader destruction humans have wrought on the world. Ashitaka's quest to heal himself and ultimately break the curse parallels the larger struggle to heal the rift between the two opposing forces. Sound and music in Princess Mononoke. The music and sound design of Princess Mononoke are integral to the film's emotional resonance and thematic depth. Joe Hisaishi, the composer behind many of Miyazaki's films, crafted a score that blends traditional Japanese instruments with sweeping orchestral arrangements, creating a soundscape that is both distinctly Japanese and universally evocative. The score, a reflection of the film's themes. Hisaishi's score plays a vital role in expressing the film's emotional highs and lows. The music is sweeping and majestic during scenes of nature, emphasizing the grandeur and beauty of the natural world. In contrast, the music becomes more ominous and dissonant when focusing on the human-built world, particularly Iron Town. The tension between these two musical motifs mirrors the film's central conflict, reinforcing the ideological clash between human progress and the preservation of nature. For example, the main theme of Princess Mononoke is haunting and melancholic, evoking the sense of tragedy that pervades the film. This theme is often associated with the natural world and the spirits of the forest, evoking a sense of reverence for the beauty and fragility of the environment. In contrast, scenes of industrialization and human violence are accompanied by darker, more forceful music, suggesting the disruptive and destructive forces that humans can unleash upon the world. The film's music also heightens the emotional impact of key scenes, such as the tragic deaths of key characters or the moments of spiritual transcendence. In these moments, the score swells with emotion, guiding the audience through the emotional complexity of the narrative and reinforcing the film's exploration of life, death, and rebirth. Sound design, immersion in the world of the film. Beyond the score, the sound design of Princess Mononoke further enhances the film's atmosphere. The sounds of the forest, the rustling of leaves, the calls of birds and animals, the flow of water, create an immersive environment that invites the viewer to experience the world of the film as if they were physically present. This natural soundscape contrasts with the mechanical sounds of Iron Town, such as the clanging of metal and the rhythmic pounding of the ironworks. The juxtaposition of these sounds highlights the tension between the two worlds and reinforces the thematic divide between nature and industrialization. The voice acting in the film also contributes to its emotional depth. The performances are nuanced, capturing the inner struggles of each character. The voices of the forest spirits are ethereal and haunting, while the human characters convey a wide range of emotions, from defiance and anger to compassion and sorrow. The use of sound in Princess Mononoke is integral to conveying the complex emotional landscape of the film, drawing the viewer deeper into its world. Symbolism in Princess Mononoke. Princess Mononoke is rich in symbolism, with visual motifs, characters, and even certain objects carrying deeper meanings that enhance the film's themes. The film's symbolism is rooted in Shinto beliefs, Japanese folklore, and universal themes of ecological balance, conflict, and redemption. The forest spirit and the cycle of life and death. The forest spirit, one of the central figures in Princess Mononoke, embodies the concept of life, death, and rebirth. It is a godlike being capable of healing and creating life, yet it also brings death when killed. This duality reflects the cyclical nature of existence. Death is not an end, but a transformation that leads to new beginnings. The forest spirit's ultimate sacrifice and its impact on the forest's fate suggest that renewal and destruction are inextricably linked, a concept deeply embedded in Japanese spirituality and Shinto beliefs. The image of the forest spirit is highly symbolic. It is depicted as a massive, ethereal creature with a stag-like body and a glowing, human-like face, representing the divine essence of nature. Its connection to both life and death underscores the balance that exists in the natural world and the inherent power of the environment to both nurture and destroy. This balance is also reflected in the relationship between the forest gods and the human characters, who must learn to coexist with nature rather than seek to dominate it. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.